Imagine for a moment, standing at the edge of an ancient forest just as dawn breaks. The air thick with the scent of damp earth, the light filtering through the canopy in golden threads, each leaf trembling with the weight of unseen dew. In this quiet threshold between night and day, there is a whisper of something deeper, a silent language woven into the very fabric of existence. This is not unlike the way human connection operates. An invisible, almost alchemical force that binds us, transforms us, and occasionally fractures us, leaving behind the raw materials for new growth. Human connection is both the simplest and most complex phenomenon we experience. On the surface, it is the exchange of words, the warmth of a touch, the meeting of eyes across a crowded room. But beneath this tangible layer lies a vast, uncharted terrain, a cosmic dance of energies, histories, and unconscious yearnings. It is the bridge between solitude and belonging, the mirror in which we glimpse our own depths, and the loom on which the tapestry of society is woven. To explore connection is to venture into a realm where psychology, spirituality, and biology converge, where every interaction carries the weight of centuries of evolution and the spark of something divine. Yet, in our modern age, this profound force is often diluted, commodified, or overlooked. We scroll through digital feeds mistaking pixels for presence. We collect acquaintances like shells on a shore while the ocean of true intimacy recedes. But the hunger remains, an echo in the hollow spaces of our lives, a reminder that we are, at our core, creatures of communion. To understand connection is to reclaim a lost art, to remember that every conversation, every fleeting glance, every shared silence is a thread in a much grander design. There is an old tale, whispered in many tongues across many fires, about a tribe who believed the night sky was not made of stars but of tiny mirrors. Each time two people on earth truly saw one another, not just with their eyes, but with that unnameable part of the soul that recognizes itself in another, a new mirror would shatter into the heavens, casting its fractured light into the darkness. The brighter the connection, the longer the star would burn. It was said that during times of great loneliness or strife, the mirrors would dim, and the world would grow colder, as if the universe itself mourned the unraveling of human threads. This story, like all enduring myths, carries a hidden anatomy of truth. It suggests that connection is not merely a personal comfort but a cosmic necessity, that in the act of truly seeing and being seen, we participate in something ancient and vast. Consider the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is mended with gold lacquer, not to disguise the cracks but to illuminate them. Here, the metaphor bends toward human relationships. It is often through our fractures, our vulnerabilities, that the most luminous bonds are formed. A friendship forged in shared grief, a love that blooms in the aftermath of failure, a moment of understanding that comes only after misunderstanding. These are the golden seams that hold us together, more beautiful for having been broken. Then there is the forest, that silent witness to a slower, deeper kind of connection. Underground, beyond sight, trees communicate through vast neural networks of roots and fungi, an ecosystem now called the Wood Wide Web. When one tree is sick, others send nutrients through these hidden pathways. When a sapling struggles in the shade, its elders divert sugars to help it grow. This is not metaphor but fact, nature's own testament to the inevitability of interconnection. What might humans learn from such a system? That beneath the surface of our individuated lives, we too are linked in ways science is only beginning to map, that the boundaries between you and I are far more permeable than we pretend. Perhaps the most haunting allegory comes from the ocean, where whales sing across thousands of miles in frequencies that travel deeper and farther than human ears can fathom. Scientists believe these songs carry not just practical messages but echoes of identity, memory, even longing. A whale's voice may reach another across an entire ocean basin, yet so often, human voices fail to cross the space between two pillows in the same bed. The irony is almost too painful to hold. Creatures separated by abyssal darkness find one another through vibration, while we, bathed in light and language, construct labyrinths of isolation with our own hands. These narratives, celestial mirrors, golden cracks, whispering roots, and echoing depths, all point to the same revelation. Connection is the silent pulse of existence itself. To ignore it is to deny our place in the living tapestry. To nurture, it is to become co-creators of meaning in a universe that thrives on relationship. The grandest truths are useless if they cannot find their way into the ordinary moments where life actually unfolds. Human connection, for all its cosmic weight, is ultimately measured in the mundane. The way a barista remembers your name after months of morning coffee, the unplanned pause in a hurried conversation when two people suddenly see each other, the quiet solidarity of strangers on a subway car when the train jolts and hands reach out instinctively to steady one another. These are the places where philosophy becomes flesh, where the abstract notion of interconnectedness proves itself in the laboratory of lived experience. To cultivate deeper connection is not to embark on some esoteric quest, but to practice a new kind of attention. It begins with the realization that every interaction, no matter how brief, contains the potential for either resonance or rupture. The colleague who lingers after a meeting with downturned eyes may not need your advice, but your silent presence. The child's repetitive story, told for the 10th time with the same urgent gestures, isn't seeking an audience but a witness to their expanding universe. Even conflict, when approached not as battle but as desperate form of contact, can become fertile ground rather than scorched earth. The key lies in what psychologist Martin Buber called the I-thou encounter, meeting others not as objects to be managed or obstacles to navigate, but as infinite mysteries deserving of reverence. Technology, so often blamed for our disconnection, is merely a mirror reflecting our choices back at us. A video call that spans continents can become a sacred container for shared grief, just as a smartphone can be the modern equivalent of a love letter tucked into a pocket. The danger lies not in the tools themselves, but in our tendency to mistake connection for connectivity, to accumulate digital breadcrumbs of interaction while starving for real nourishment. The remedy may be as simple as the 20/20th rule. For every 20 minutes of virtual engagement, 20 seconds of genuine presence. Looking into a loved one's eyes without glancing at screens, touching a hand without multitasking, listening without composing responses in your mind. Communities that prioritize connection demonstrate its transformative power in tangible ways. In Denmark's Hig culture, deliberate coziness becomes social glue during long winters. In the Ubuntu philosophy of Southern Africa, the phrase "I am because we are" manifests in village childcare and shared harvests. Even urban loneliness initiatives, like London's Chatty Benches or Montreal's Happy to Chat pedestrian badges, prove that small structural changes can create space for human warmth in the most unlikely places. These examples suggest that the crisis of isolation so prevalent in modern societies isn't inevitable, but rather the result of design flaws we have power to correct. We stand at a crossroads where ancient wisdom and modern science converge, both telling the same story in different tongues. To be human is to be woven. Like neurons in a collective mind or stars in a shared sky, our brilliance depends on the light we reflect and absorb from others. The myths were right all along. We are mirrors, trees, whales, golden seams. Each metaphor a different angle on the same profound truth. This is not merely about personal fulfillment, but about survival of the most meaningful kind. Studies now show what poets always knew, that loneliness shakes the immune system as violently as smoking, while community heals like medicine. The fabric of society, stretched thin by division and distrust, waits for threads of new connection to mend it. Every time we choose presence over productivity, curiosity over judgment, shared silence over empty chatter, we don't just change our own lives, we alter the vibrational frequency of the human experiment. So let this be the invitation. Become an archaeologist of the moment, brushing away dust from the artifacts of attention that surround you. Notice how the cashier's shoulders relax when you ask about their day with genuine interest. Observe the way old friends develop a secret language of raised eyebrows and half-finished sentences. Practice the radical act of keeping your heart open in a closed-fist world. The mirrors in the sky are waiting for new light. What brilliance might you reflect today?